spreading through parts of Ethiopia.
The conflict in Tigray has run for nearly a year now.
There is a constant flow of refugees now making their way down to the river.
Issued a dire warning about the growing crisis in Ethiopia being a stain on our consciousness.
It began as a battle for political power, but it has turned into a fight to the death between Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's national government and the leaders of the region of Tigray. And it is their forces now threatening the country's capital, Addis Ababa. So, does this nation of 110 million stand on the brink of civil war? Ethiopia is immense in its size and diversity. More than 80 ethnic groups call it home. The most populous region encircling the capital, Addis Ababa, is called Oromia. Amhara, on the central plateau, has traditionally been a center of political power, while the region of Tigray, where just 6% of the population live, lies in the north, near Eritrea. And it's the party that rules this region, the Tigray People's Liberation Front, or TPLF, which has dominated politics in Ethiopia in recent years. Seizing power in 1991, their economic policies transformed a country associated with famine into an African powerhouse. But they also rigged elections and locked up their opponents, and massive demonstrations would eventually bring them down. The chief beneficiary of the instability was a youthful Oromo called Abiy Ahmed, who was promoted to the top job in the ruling coalition in 2018. This would-be modernizer introduced a dizzying array of political initiatives. One of them, a peace deal with neighbouring Eritrea, would win him the Nobel Peace Prize. Yet the journey from prize winner to war leader has been swift. The war in Tigray erupted in November 2020 after tensions between Abiy's government and the TPLF reached boiling point. The Prime Minister launched a so-called policing operation to remove the TPLF from power, and Ethiopian soldiers, with assistance from Amhara and Eritrea, quickly took control of key cities, like the Tigrayan capital of Mekelle. But the TPLF regrouped, and in a stunning reversal, pushed the Ethiopian-aligned forces out of Mekelle in June. The Tigrayan rebels have pushed on, grabbing territory in the regions of Amhara and Afar, and advancing down the A2 highway, they now threaten the Ethiopian capital itself.
I think you're incredibly strong.
The humanitarian cost of this conflict is incalculable. The war has fueled acts of unspeakable violence. In Tigray, we saw evidence of mass killings and the destruction of villages at the hands of Ethiopian-aligned forces. The 13-year-old child?
Yes, they kill. I see in my head, in my eye. They told for the child, come. He says, come, and the child go to the soldier and kill by gun, and again killed by in this area.
You saw that?
Yes, I see in my eye.
In Amhara, we were taken to a mass grave, where locals told us that community members had been massacred by the TPLF. A joint investigation by the UN and the state-appointed Ethiopian Human Rights Commission said the conflict had been marked by extreme brutality. And the UN accuses the Ethiopian government of enforcing a de facto blockade on Tigray, preventing shipments of emergency food aid and medicine from reaching the territory. Aid vehicles must travel through Afar, where the terrain and local people are hostile to these shipments. Humanitarian officials say there have been no aid deliveries for weeks. As the TPLF draws closer to the capital, their representatives have forged new alliances, signing a deal with insurgents from Oromia and 7 other rebel groups. While Ethiopia's embattled Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has declared a state of emergency, calling on residents of Addis Ababa to prepare to defend their neighborhoods.
የኢትዮጵያን ዘመን የማይረሳው ጠላቶች እናዋርዳለን እንጂ ኢትዮጵያ አትዋረድም።
It's very difficult to see a way out of this crisis because Abiy Ahmed and the TPLF want exactly the same thing. Both seek to eradicate the other. International envoys are trying to kickstart peace talks, but at the moment, negotiation seems like the least likely outcome.